This is a question that gets asked more often than what if Derrick Rose never got injured. And that question is who would win, Batman or Superman? Because we have wasted our time, failed our SATs, and missed out on not being virgins because we need to forget everything and find the answer to this question. And this story puts the kibosh onto this debate in the Batman-Superman comic series. So this Twilight book begins with two kids playing with a Batman and Superman toy and debating whether or not who would win. But suddenly, Batmite and Mr. Mxyzptlk told these pumpkins to chill. We didn't turn these heroes into toys just so you could break them, and the kids were sorry and just explained that they had a heated argument about who would win between these two pickles of the DC world. And Mxyzptlk said that Superman would win, while Batman clapped his cheeks back by saying that Batman would win. Now these two mature adults turn into childish booger-swallowing nerds because they have such a bolstering debate about these two raw eggs that they decide to fabricate stories about who would win. So Batman starts with his argument about why Batman would win, and he came up with a story where the entire multiverse is breaking and is about to have their appendix explode, but apparently the reason why things are breaking is because of Superman, since he's an anomaly in the multiverse. But Batman was willing to chill and just figure everything out and not point fingers towards Superman. But after seeing his Bat family turn into soggy macaroni, Bruce had a complete 180 and wanted Superman in the ground. And that punch that he just threw successfully made him bleed because he's wearing a kryptonite ring. Then he follows this up with more GTA cheat codes like red sun weapons, bat armor, magic, even making himself Doomsday and a kryptonite tank. But none of those things worked, and Superman believes right now they are being controlled, but that means zilch to Batman because somehow, someway, with the click of his fidget toy, he had the resources to turn the sun red, make Superman powerless, and as a result, Batman wins the fight. But Mixie thought that was more stupid than slapping an alligator because Batman would die as well in this situation. So he decided to give his argument for why Superman would win, and he shared his story, which is a realistic story that if Superman actually tried, he could just deliver one punch and get the job done. But Batmite thought that this was ridiculous. You can't just give something realistic, there needs to be a story. So Mixie decides to give him a story, which is more like a biblical smackdown because Superman in this manga is tearing up Batman, and even when Batman burned his eyes with a batarang and ran away, it still wasn't enough because Clark always knew where he was. But while this tango was going down, Bruce now asks why they are even fighting in the first place, but Clark doesn't care and just attacks him. But as Batman was going to respond, Mixie did not like that they were on Batman's home turf, so he switched the setting to the Fortress of Solitude, which was confusing for both, but they just paused this Street Fighter match and talk things out because they think that they are being controlled. But once this conversation started, Mixie waltzes back in, takes control of reality, and makes Superman kill Batman by throwing him into this hot soup. But this story once again ended with so much contention because everyone is sick of these what ifs, but the people who are most tired of hearing this are Batman and Superman. But Mixie wanted Bruce to shut up, so he ripped off his toy arm, followed by Batmite ripping off Clark's leg and then being tossed around like a fleshlight. But the reason why they are doing this is because these little gerbils want to hear from the heroes themselves in terms of who would win in a fight. But that's the thing, these guys will never know, because there will never be a time where these two pumpkins as their normal versions would ever duke it out with each other or even go hard on each other. So after hearing this, these two incels gave up and sent these popsicles back to their normal world. So after catching their breath, they reassured each other that they would never have a fight, even though everyone else wants to know the answer to that fight, because they are all just fans, and those fans can never live without us. And yeah, that's it. Bye.